Caw. I can't see any of my notes. I don't know why I thought this was a good idea. Hello, Legion. I just got really excited because I had something shiny. Yup. Welcome to Tales from the Grim and Wild Blue Yonder, Our Lady Blackbird campaign. I'm Lauren, your twisted navigator for this evening's adventure, along with this totally fun and not traumatized at all cast of characters. Let's meet them, starting with my good buddy, Greg. Who are you? Who do you play? What are you feeling right now, Greg? Tell me.
Hi, good friend. It's me, your buddy Greg. Grimjack21502 on the internet. Tonight I will be playing Captain Cyrus Vance. We've got a lot to do. We got a long way to go and a short time to get there. We have an extra person with us. I can't wait to see how horrifically you ruin that character's life. Back to you, buddy.
Aw, thanks, pal. Going on to a true friend, Serena. Hey, girl, what's up? How you doing?
Hey, happy Monday, everyone. I play Kaylin, your first mate of the Owl and Mechanic. I'm so excited. Mondays are my favorite day, and I'm so excited to play with our new friend.
We do have a new friend. This is very exciting. But let's talk to an old pal of mine, Alice. Alice, hello. Hi.
Oh, hi. I'm Alice, and I play Snargle, our good little goblin boy, which I didn't intend to be as good as he is, but he is. And yes, Monday is I'm just so happy it's Monday again.
Snargle is a very good boy. There's just no getting around it at this point. Speaking of good boys, I'm going to change it up because of the segue that I've already committed to and go up to Tommy. Hey, Tommy, smooth as butter. That's me. What's up?
Not much. Just pirates apparently. That's what's up. It's pirates.
Yeah.
Well,
Are you excited to see Uriah Flint today?
This had better. I swear this had better be Uriah Flint. I swear, Lauren. Yeah, I 100% believe that this is Uriah Flint. Mm-hmm.
You should.
Yep. Please don't tug the heartstrings of my good boy Nat, the Lord Blackbird, Syrie. You know, just.
Right. Yeah. So I'm gonna let you process that. I'm gonna go up to somebody who I've never heard a day in their life. Kiana.
Hi. I hear lies right now, but that's fine. Not like the entire last few episodes have been Artemis's thanks, I hate it moments, but here we are with pirates. Thanks, she hates it. But she's gonna be here protecting her her good buddy Nat. I see the very skeptical looks on his face, as she is indeed the loyal valet to House Blackbird. Everything's fine. Totally not focusing on pirates so that she avoids talking about her feelings.
Yeah, why wouldn't everything be fine? Now we've met all our good boys. Now we're gonna go down to someone else. Robert. Thank you for joining us tonight.
Hey.
Welcome. Introduce yourself.
Greetings, everyone. I'm Kentucky Hawkeye, KY Hawkeye, getting to guest play on here. I will be playing Gruck, who is a goblin, and I'm just going to pull a mini Pearl and say, I'm just so proud to be here, as I get to be a guest player and guest heartstring puller tonight.
It's going to be fine, everybody. Everything's going to be fine. Okay, so for anyone new joining us, I'm going to do this spiel that I've done every single episode. This is Lady Blackbird. It's a Powered by the Apocalypse game by John Harper. Instead of stats, you've got traits and tags, and the number of applicable tags for the given task determines the number of dice you roll. Nailed it. When trying to meet a difficulty level that I set, the more dice, better your chance of success. If you look below, you'll see our donation options. I just saw something very funny in the Zoom chat. sorry, which give everyone at home the chance to impact the narrative, whether you'd like to help or complicate the outsiders' very simple lives. You should probably complicate them because they've had it very easy so far. In terms of the world, all you need to know is this. The wild blue is breathable. The depths below it are not. The Empire rules even on the free world. The solar system is small, taking only 6 weeks to cross. Beyond it is the void with its purplish tint. Magic, also known as essence, is rare and coveted and powers pretty much everything in the blue. The largest source of it is the star at the center of the system, known affectionately as Stella, and she is dying. Now for our recap. I had a dream which was not at all a dream. The bright sun was extinguished, and the stars did wander darkling in the eternal space. Rayless and pathless, and the icy earth swung blind and blackening in the moonless air. Morn came and brought no day, and men forgot their passions in the dread. As the crew of the Owl approached the remnants, the shattered world shards at the edge of the blue, the crew of the Owl dreamt. They woke. Some talked, some ate, some drank. Then the Owl was caged. My crew on the Owl, who are all in totally fine, not at all compromising states of existence right now. Out of the windows, whichever window you happen to be near, you see a large steel ship. Multiple layers of this bronze color, large funnels and thin towers that resemble masts tower above you. A large spyglass extends from the pirate ship, one after the other, almost impossibly long and flexible. It seems to be scanning you, almost like it's peeking in at any openings it can find. And a message comes across your radio. Prepare to be boarded by Pirate King Uriah Flint. And that's what you know for now. You are clamped. You are still exactly where you are when we ended last week's episode. So, does anyone have anything they want to do?
Do we hear the radio over the whole ship?
It comes in through the cockpit. Snargle, are you going to tell anybody? Just keep it to yourself. I mean, that's up to you.
No, Snuggle internally screams. I think for the most of it. He sort of backs away from the windows. He knows he can't get the ship out of this clamp.
Cyrus is going to be running as much as his bad leg that he did not pull his brace back into place and his high levels of intoxication. He's sobering quickly as he is pulling himself towards what would be probably the most accessible, or as the owl flies, the airlock that they would be going to, all the while screaming for Snargle, Kaelin, and Art to meet him where he's screaming.
As
Snuggle
Kaelin,
run.
go ahead.
I was just going to say, Snuggle will run as soon as he hears Vance's voice. He sprints.
So Kaelin is doing that too, but as she is running, she's also hiding our stuff, like our valuables, like things that would be very like easily stolen. She's just putting them up in like the ship's hidey cabinets and like knocking and finding the holes and just running.
Art?
Yeah, she had stepped out to have a breather, and as soon as she hears Cyrus, she's gonna head over to wherever he is.
Nat, you hear the commotion at the very least. Captain Vance yelling, boots through the halls. What are you doing?
Nat is Nat right now is finishing up cleaning up the composition he was composing, so like writing it down nice. Like, he'll finish cleaning it up real quick, and then he'll go because he didn't call. The captain didn't call for Nat, so Nat's like, I'll be there in a moment. Just gotta finish this real quick. So he'll finish that up and then go.
All right. As you move through out of your room and through the hallways, last you see a name emblazoned on the side of the ship that you would probably recognize at this point. It's called the Inferno.
And do I know that this is Captain? Yep.
Yeah.
I think at this point, Nat starts taking off in the sprint for the bridge, he's sprinting.
All right, what's going on at the airlock?
Vance is getting he pulls his brace up into position. He makes sure that both of his double rig of guns is ready as he stands in front of the door. And as soon as Nat would appear, he looks at Kale and Snargle. Hide him.
Okay. And like Snuggle will grab one arm and look to Kale.
Grabs the other arm.
One of you hide him. The other stay here. Kid, and he looks at Nat.
Oh, am I where they are, or because I was going? Are you all at the?
You probably would have run into them on your way.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So now you have Snargle and Kale both kind of linking your elbows.
Yeah, we flanked you.
This is the job. This is the job done, Captain.
Right. Okay. Here's what we're gonna do. You're going to describe to me and everyone here what your Uriah Flint looks like. And then when we are sure that this is your Uriah Flint, we will come and get you, but until such time, we're not.
Describing Uriah Flint. I mean,
Quickly.
this is
Quickly.
Artemis
Without
like
any
rolls her eyes because she's heard all of this before.
As
sort
literally as you can.
Well, sort of about locks down to here, rugged looks, strong jawline, smoldering eyes.
Can we have a color at some point? Color of the locks, color of the smoldering eyes. Artemis, Art, have you heard this description before in its entirety?
Yes, several times.
Art has probably also seen.
I have also seen him before.
From a distance.
Some years ago, but.
Well then, Art, do me a favor. Somebody hide Nat. Art, make yourself look like not yourself, if you can. And then we will await the arrival of the Pirate King.
Hide? Why would I need to hide? This is what I've been looking for.
Right. You're Lord Blackbird, and let's say that your Uriah Flint had his throat cut in the middle of the night, and there's a new Uriah Flint, Pirate King, doesn't look anything like yours, and he wants to take you or kill you or send you back to your folks. So we're gonna make sure that the name matches the smoldering eyes.
Wait, you don't think that could have happened?
We're just going to make sure of that, Nat.
Precautions.
So we're gonna go into the air duct and like hang out in the air duct for like a second, and as soon as it's clear, we'll be okay.
What? There's 2 bottles in there right when you walk in. Be careful. Where are you crawling?
Crawling.
Nat will sort of look at Art, sort of with a bit of like uncertainty in his eyes at this point. I think is. Oh, don't. Just
I won't. We just need to make sure that you're going to be safe.
Okay, I trust you.
I know.
At that remark, if we can hear it, Cyrus raises an eyebrow.
Kale coughs.
Okay.
All right. Well, follow me, Nat, and I'm gonna take him into like it's one of those push, like you push it and then it opens, type of thing. So it's a small crawl space. After you.
All right, I suppose.
How does Nat feel about all this as you're crawling into this grimy air duct?
I mean, Nat's trying to keep his clothes because he's been in his more traditional clothing. Maybe not as he's not wearing like a vest or anything. It's just like a shirt and his suspenders, and so he's still well put together, but a little more casual than usual. And he's trying not to get everything dirty because like if he's gonna see, his if he's gonna see Uriah, he doesn't want to be like all grimy, so he's like trying to keep his. But he thinks that Cyrus and Artemis are being overly cautious, but at the same time, he's like he couldn't be dead. Like there's for the first time him just being a little uncertain about his plan right now. Didn't think that Uriah wouldn't be alive anymore.
All right, Kale, do you close the door behind?
Yes, I stand in front of the door. So I close the door and my leg is kind of where the opening is.
All right. Nat is in darkness. What's going on at the airlock?
Clicking the all call. Well, hello. This is Captain Cyrus Vance of the Owl. I would respect the respect of your captain, Pirate King Uriah Flint. Let's talk, I don't know, friend to friend. And, I'll see you at the airlock to my ship. Click.
You hear some whispering before you click the radio off, but no immediate reply. So, Gruck, where are you aboard the Inferno right now?
Right now, or should I say right now, Gruck is on the bridge of the ship, sitting in the captain's chair. He's listening to all this message from the good captain of the Owl, and now he is signaling for a group of about 6 gunmen to walk in his side, and he's slowly walking his way towards the airlock.
Gruck, what do you look like?
Gruck is a goblin, but he's not in his normal shape right now. As he's walking towards the air duct, he's slowly shape warping himself to look as close to Uriah Flint as I can.
Mm-hmm.
Although I can't change my skin color and some of my rather large hawk nose and stuff like that, I can warp myself into a reasonable facsimile.
The hair is lighter, the hair grows, and are those ginger locks that Nat has described to Art so many times. The eyes are amber. Are they smoldering? I think they might be. And
They're not just smoldering, they're on fire. I have practiced this many times, and I have that down absolutely perfect, since that's all that most people tend to remember good Captain Uriah by.
That's right. That's right. Perfect. So, the Pirate King Uriah Flint and 6 gunmen are heading down to the device they use to board. It basically functions like a bridge. And you have been invited. So, is there anything anyone would like to do before the boarding commences?
Artemis is going to look over at Cyrus and be like, well, I could be Isabel, or I could potentially take on the shape of somebody else on the ship. What do you think works better? I can't hear you.
I know. Somebody that they wouldn't know. I don't know
What?
where you've been, Art. I don't know who you've been or who you've been who with. You're a mystery, sort of.
It's part of my work.
Helping the kid, right? Your job?
Yes. And as she speaks, her features shift. It's a little weird to look at, as if it kind of melting and reforming into different features. And she takes on the familiar blonde woman of Isabel.
There. Finally. A face you can trust.
I'm not sure what you're trying to get at here, Captain Vance, but let's figure this out.
When our guests come on, that's a face they can trust. They might recognize Art, of course. No offense.
Well, that's a little out of my control if they're able to recognize me from before. Either way, we should probably see what this is all about.
Yes, let's.
All right. So we've got Kale in front of the closed airlock with an unfortunately greasied up Nat. I'm sure it's fine though. No judgment. And we've got at the airlock Vance, Snargle, and Artemis disguised as Isabel. Great. Good. That's what I wanted.
I would like to do one more thing. Is this
Sure.
an airlock that's like a tube? Like a tube that connects both ships? Or is it like, okay.
Yeah.
He would like to preemptively open the hatch on the Owl and begin to walk across the tube to meet them halfway in the space between the ships. And he wants to just take Art with him.
Sure. I mean, the blue is breathable. After all, you can go for a walkabout. Sure. So, Snargle at the traditional entrance, and we've got Vance taking Art up above. Okay.
No, I mean, what I mean is the tube like, does the tube come and latch over the door that they would open and kind of walk through like 2010, like where there's
I see what you mean.
He wants to go into the actual lock itself and meet them like halfway along the catwalk of the airlock.
Oh, okay. Sure. I mean, a lot of this is kind of unnecessary. It's more for show because the air is breathable outside. But yeah, let's go catwalk, and there's a meeting point in the middle.
Okay.
All right.
Snargle, if something goes wrong, try to break free. If you can't, don't give him the kid.
Never would.
All right.
Okay.
Anyway,
So-
they've got to cross Kale first.
Kale, the owl is yours. He walks off.
All right. Vance is heading out. Artemis is going with. Snargle, you are kind of at the border. You can still see down as the Inferno's portion of this meets the owls. And Gruck, or the Pirate King, you enter. What are you wearing? Just because I need to know, because of Pirate King stuff. Like, what are you wearing though?
Oh, pretty much what like in the character picture here. I've got the bold yellow jacket with the black shirt underneath it. Very bold, very bright. Sidearm at my hip, but I really don't need to use it that often because I've got 2 guards in front of me, 2 in back and 1 on each side to keep me pretty well protected in case someone should try to do something a little bit foolish, shall we say? I may have a ring or 2 on my fingers and all that, but otherwise, I'm just your standard, typical, humble pirate king. That's all. As I walk, as I signal for one of my lead gunmen to press the button to open the doorway into the airlock, and I see, surprise. Nice initiative from the other captain who keeps in walking there, and we will make our way to generously meet him in the center of the walkway.
Perfect. The 2 captains are met.
Pirate King Uriah Flint. A pleasure to meet you. Cyrus Vance, Captain of the Owl. To what do we owe the pleasure of your grabbing us?
Captain Vance, I've heard so much about you. Thank you for the pleasure of allowing me to come visit you on your fine vessel. I hate to say, but probably the worst kept secret here in the blue is you have a cargo, a specific payload that I have more than, shall we say, a slightly vested interest in. And I'm here to check on that cargo to make sure that it is in the proper condition.
We are currently carrying food preservatives. It's preserved. You can take it at my word.
Captain. Must we play these games? They are so tiring. I know you have Lord Blackbird.
What? Go on.
I wish to make sure that he is, as my sources have told me, still on your fine vessel.
He's not.
Is
he? This is my second mate, Lucy. Lucy, do we have Lord Blackbird on the boat? Uriah Flint's asking. What do you think?
That entire time, Artemis has just been trying her best not to look skeptical of this whole situation, but with the voice, she was just like, something's up here.
Why? You never heard Uriah Flint talk.
I mean, fair, but also... Anyway, she's just, I mean, unless you've been hiding something from me, Captain. I wouldn't say so.
There it is from the mouth of Lucy.
See, is it? Interesting. Funny. From my records from where you last had your fuel up, there was no listing of a Lucy being on your ship anywhere.
It's the second best kept secret of the owl. Lucy.
I see. Unfortunately, it doesn't seem like your ship is very good at keeping secrets.
You didn't know about Lucy?
Well, Lucy or... Okay, we will play your little game, so Lucy. Captain Vance, we shall make this simple.
Sure.
We can either handle this as ship's captain to ship's captain,
Okay.
or we can handle this in maybe a little bit more of a barbaric manner, in a way that I don't think your fine vessel will become out to be anything more than baling wire and binding resin. So
Now, see,
I would...
that sounds like a threat. Captain? I don't know if you've... Secrets, we're talking about them. Did you hear the secret about the 6 Void Walkers? They made a similar threat to me. And I was way more intoxicated than I am now. Then they all walk with a pronounced limp now. And you've got 1, 2,
I know.
5, 6. You got 6.
6 with me here.
Mhm.
Trust me, there are legions more behind me.
Behind you, though, is the key to that phrase. See, you'll
And
be long
every
dead.
single one of the weapons on my ship is targeted on yours. And I'm sure they can easily pull triggers before you can even get 3 feet down this gangway. Now, I suggest we talk as captain.
Hold on. As this exchange is going on, Snargle, what are you doing?
Can I hear any of this?
Yes, you can hear
Yeah.
all of this.
Yeah, Snargle will walk through and go and stand next to Vance and look up at Gruck.
I recognize that horrible slimy voice anywhere. Where the hell have you been? You look taller than last time. Nose is the same though.
Ah. So nice to know that my informants are as accurate as ever. I see you have some fine members of your crew on your crew here.
Very fine.
Some finer than others,
Finer than yours.
perhaps. Captain, is there some place where we can go and speak privately?
Absolutely. You send your gunmen back to your ship. I'll send my crew, except for my pilot, back to my ship. And we'll sit here as captains in the blue.
You may feel free to keep your pilot here. In fact, I might insist on it.
If it makes you feel better to think you're insisting, sure.
I give my men a hand signal, and they walk backwards towards the end of the airlock.
One of them, slightly older, balding with these half-moon spectacles, not really intimidating as far as your typical pirate would go, but holding a weapon that I don't think anybody aboard the Owl has seen before. It looks homemade, but vicious. Some combination of grappling hook and stun gun is probably what you could put together just from seeing it, but he hesitates. This is Simon Gruck. he seems to kind of be like looking past Snargle, looking past the captain, and doesn't seem to head back as quickly as the others.
Simon, I will be okay. I order you, go back. But feel free to be the first at the airlock.
Oh, I'm sure you'll be fine, Mr. Pirate King, sir. I just I was wondering if there is anybody else aboard your ship, Captain Vance, besides the not Lord Black. I'm not really following what's happening with
Me neither.
Lord, but like someone else, someone anybody else?
Okay, so Simon says, "Who are you looking for?"
Oh, I was just heard somebody someone who kind of sounds like me. I don't know if she's on here. I heard she was on here.
You everyone has a. I love the owl. Don't get me wrong. She's not that big. It's not like I have a university over there. I mean,
Right,
small
she's
spaces.
kind of sneaky. She was always kind of sneaky, so she might be.
Could
she
you
just-
could you have a name?
Yeah. No, I probably should have led with that because I'm not a sneaky type.
Please, Simon, we don't have all day.
Yeah, no, I can
Simon,
go back.
say it.
Is Kalen Arkham on your ship?
Last name Arkham?
Yeah.
I could go check. I mean, we are already supposed to be looking for Lord Blackbird. I could.
Oh, maybe I heard. Maybe it was a different Kale. That's all right.
With Simon.
Simon Crow.
Okay. Simon, there's a couple hundred people over there that look through, but if I run across her and
That ship's not big enough for a couple hundred people. You pulled my leg.
See, you agree with me. Captain?
Simon,
Yeah. Yes, sir. Pirate King, sir.
go.
All right. Okay. He's like walking backwards a bit, kind of like not moonwalking, but like he would if he could, but very awkwardly is backing up and still trying to see past. Not that he's getting a better view by receding, but he thinks maybe, oh well, now he's gone to the edge of the airlock and he looks very sad.
In case Kale could see that, Vance will turn and kind of look back towards the owl to see if there's any indication that a Simon Crow is a known entity.
Am I in vision shot of everything?
Oh my god, what I would love is like you've set up like a rear view mirror around the corner so like you can see.
Perfect.
Like, you want it. That sounds like something you would do. If you want to do it, then you can do it. Great.
Perfect. Yes.
Yes.
As I see Simon, the mirror that she's holding starts to shake, and she starts to. She almost runs. She holds herself back from like just running over, but she leaves. She leaves Nat. I just left him. Oh God.
He's fine. He's just in an airlock. I mean, like an air vent all by himself. Like nothing. It's fine. So are you're going past Vance and Art and everybody?
I don't know if I'm understanding distance as well.
I
If
don't
I'm
know.
able to run past everyone, I will. I didn't know if I was that close.
Yeah. I'm not great with distances, so it's as long as we say it is.
Perfect. So I peek out behind Vance. Salmon?
Oh, that's her. That's her right there, Captain Vance. That's Cale Arkham you got there, right
Who
there.
are you?
I'm Simon.
I thought
Well-
you died.
Well, Captain, as your second mate, perhaps we could move this other discussion somewhere else so you can have your private discussion here.
Kale, you want to see the ship?
What? Yes? I mean, no.
I built things on this ship.
You did. I built things on this ship.
Oh, I want to see that ship too.
Simon, we are not here for a social call. We are here
Right.
on business.
Right.
Captain, these are. I think it would go away to repair our relationship if, perhaps, Kale. Your name Kale. If Kale here could go and visit, Simon. You know. I think that's would be nice, and then we could talk.
Oh yeah, she's super upstanding. She's a trustworthy gal. Captain Pirate King Sir.
Okay,
Yeah.
that makes sense.
Yeah.
In the spirit of good relations, I shall allow it.
Oh, this is a
Simon,
great captain. He is a great Pirate King / captain of this vessel. Right there. That is him. Come on, Kalen. I'm gonna show you around.
And she's gonna go, I guess, on this other ship.
As Kale would pass by Vance is gonna flip the old hair down and form the hair shield as he whispers into her ear, "Get the clamp off of us."
Oh, yeah. Air vent. And like,
Yeah. Yeah. I message
Nothing can be seen underneath this
It's a hair shield.
of
We
Cyrus
all
Vance's
know it's a
hair.
hair shield, right?
Yeah, no, it's totally a thing.
It's like the vacuum of
dancers
space.
cannot penetrate such density.
So Simon hooks Kalen's arm and kind of waddles back toward the ship. Who let him out? Who knows? But he's here, and you are headed toward the Inferno. Let's stay on the Owl for a bit. Before we stay with Vance, Snargle, Pirate King Uri Flint, and Artemis. Nat, what's going on, buddy? You just hanging out? What's happening?
Nat's like, I mean, just like, I think Nat's sort of in his own head for a moment, and then just like, Kale.
Silence.
Kale.
Silence.
Well, I guess I'm here alone. Okay, it's going to be all right.
In your ear,
Fine.
very quietly, you hear, "You're not alone."
Kale? Kale. Not Kale. Kale. Is this a joke, Kale? It's a little dark in here. Not really a fan of small dark spaces.
Me neither.
I'm gonna guess at this point that I can tell it's not Kale.
Yeah, it doesn't sound like Kale.
Unless Kale is like as good at voices as Art is, apparently. Who are you?
Silence.
Hello there. You, whoever you are. How are you doing?
No response.
Oh, this just got a lot creepier in here. I really don't like being in here.
At this point, as you either say this aloud or think it,
Definitely allowed. Super.
Yeah, I thought it might be. this tiny pinprick of pain starting in your ear begins to grow. It's like someone screaming right in your ear, but it's much too high pitched for that.
Nat is gonna scramble out of the air duct, just and like stare like wildly around, trying to like look for whatever the source of his pain or this or the voices.
Mm-hmm. We'll say this is before Gruck and Vance and Art and Snargle have returned, but you could look in that mirror that was placed there that bounces back toward the airlock. You look at your ear and you think there's a trickle, but it doesn't look red coming from it.
Sort of wipe my hand and look at it.
It could be water, but there's a silver tint to it.
That can't be good.
And you can hear boots coming down the gangplank. What do you do?
Nat, does his ear still hurt really bad? Or is there still the...
It seems to have calmed down now that you are no longer shut in the dark alone. It's like with the warm light that usually glows in the owl, that it's subsided.
Nat will quickly look. I'm guessing that you said, so there's a mirror that I can see coming down the...
Yes, yes, there is. That's right. We have established that.
Nat's gonna quickly look in that mirror.
Yeah.
Like, sort of past his own reflection and sort of at the people coming back.
Yeah, you see Captain Vance.
Mhm.
There's an expression on Snargle's face that you have not seen before. Art in one of her disguises that you recognize. And the mirrors, it's kind of foggy. It's not like a shiny mirror because that would catch light and give away the position, obviously. But lanky man with ginger locks, and are those amber eyes?
Nat like looks at the reflection for a moment. Nat's gonna I hate to say this, but
What are you gonna do?
Nat's gonna wait there. At the entrance.
All right. I would Vance, are you leading the charge, or is Art? Or Snargle? Who's leading the way back to the owl?
Now it's just us and Gruck going back, correct?
Yes, yes. The good Pirate King sent the gunman away.
Okay. Yeah, he's gonna walk on back. And if Nat's right there, as soon as he walks on and sees him, he's gonna say, "Hey, Nat."
Captain, I would have someone check your air ducts. They felt not great.
You all right, kid?
I'm fine. Is that Captain Flint?
You tell me.
No.
At
mean-
the same time. And
That's
then,
Does Crack arrive?
yes, and then we'll say Gruck makes his entrance aboard the owl.
Okay, now Nat spent a lot of time in the 2 months that he and Uriah
Up close and personal.
studying.
Every
Uriah.
draw me like your
You know,
French girl level of detail.
That may have drawn Uriah once or twice, yes.
I know you did, yes. Like, how many different positions did you draw him in? Okay, come on.
We're not going to go into details. That's for the fan fiction. Thank you very
Oh.
much.
Okay, sorry. I'm just trying to support a smooch here. I'm trying to give y'all a smooch, and it's like you don't want it. It's like you're ungrateful. Whatever. If you
Okay, Lauren, you want to go?
if you squinted, this could be Uriah, but you know Uriah
No,
Flint,
this-
and it's
yeah.
not Uriah Flint.
Nat is going to grab him by his coat. Who are you? Where's Uriah?
And as he does this, I shape warp back into my normal body and facial appearance.
What do you look like, Gruck?
Kind of blackish hair with maybe some grayish spots in it. Cut fairly short. He kind of facial features somewhat similar to Snargle, but my face is more angular. I've got more of a hawk beak kind of nose to myself, and I'm about maybe half a head to a head taller than Gruck, and I'm a lot and very thin. And
Stands before
otherwise, just like my picture on the screen.
you. Mhm.
If you will unhand me,
Where is Uriah?
if you will unhand me, I will tell you. But first, take your hands off me. Good.
Where is he?
The honest story is, I do not know. That is why I am here. I had to make sure that you were here and that you were still safe. Those were my orders from Uriah. About a month ago, we were interviewing and questioning an Imperial that one of our operatives found. And this Imperial gave information to Uriah, and to Uriah only. None of us, the rest of us, were in the room at the time he sent us out. But as soon as he got the information, he called me into his private quarters and said that he had to leave, he had to go somewhere, and he could not tell me where it was. This was a month ago. I have not seen anything or heard anything from him until 3 days ago. I received a message on a secret bandwidth that only those in his trusted inner council, including myself, are a part of. All it said was SOS, the Inferno. All I know is he was supposedly headed towards the inner realms or inner regions of the Empire, and that is all he told me. when I heard this message, I had to make sure that you were safe, that you were not where he was, because I don't think you want to be where he is right now.
I'm sorry. It's just been a very long journey.
I understand. And Captain, I am sorry for this ruse that I had to deal with for you. But in the meantime, when Uriah is gone, I have to be the dreaded Pirate King Uriah.
Bang up job.
Snargle, you buying any of this?
Snuggle has not taken his eyes off of Gruck and is just glaring, saying absolutely nothing, but just glaring. Probably breathing slightly more heavily than usual.
Apology accepted, Captain. We'll collect my first mate, and we will be off. As you can see, everything is ship shape here on the Owl, with of course the exception being in grappling claw holding my ship.
We have to help find him.
Is it then what now?
I would not recommend such an action.
Nor
You
would
might
I.
find it quite hazardous to your health. Sierra,
I have flown. How many weeks has it been?
You're like all the way across the blue now. It's total flying, including the time you spent on that Imperial vessel. You're probably looking at nigh 5 weeks, maybe more.
I have flown 5 weeks across this system. Met some very strange people along this way who harmed my friends. I want to know where Uriah is.
and
I want
I
to be
can
where
tell
he
you
is.
right now, I have flown these guys for years and years. And the stuff you'll run into where he's going to, it will make whatever you have seen up till now look like a children's kindergarten.
If he needs help, I can't leave him. And maybe I might have more luck, or perhaps the right connections to find him.
Kid, hold on a sec. I understand your pursuit for true love, but
I can pay you more, Captain. If that's
it's not
what you're
about
looking-
that. Captain, you did say something that struck true. It's a poorly kept secret that we have Lord Blackbird on the Owl. When did you say the Pirate King vanished or had to take a trip 2 weeks ago?
It was approximately 2, 3, somewhere around the 3 to 4 weeks ago.
Nat, if everyone knows you were on this boat, everyone knows where you were headed, and the person that you were heading toward is now gone, and we're being given the information, sort of, about where he is, that's just a worm on a hook, kid. They want you.
I can't leave him, Vance. I've waited 7 years to see him. I don't want to wait much longer. And if
Captain, I will leave you to talk sense into this young man here. Captain Uriah, when he left, said if Lord Blackbird should turn up to make sure that he is in good hands, I trust that you can do so.
I can. But you don't have to ask my permission to leave this boat. You gotta ask his. And he looks at Snargle.
All right. We're going to float away real briefly over to that other ship. So, Simon is linked arms with you, Kaylin, like a proud papa. His slight stoop has straightened up as he walks aboard, and you see just a shit ton of pirates. All right, they're everywhere. They're above, they're below this place. When you get to the actual like railing of this entrance, is huge. But he is definitely one of the more chipper looking of these of these fine people. But nobody is saying anything. Nobody blocks his way as he kind of walks along with you. And he is talking about this device that he has. Now, this one is pretty good. Now, I just finished working on this one, Kaylin. It's like a hug. Like if
Like a good hug or like a bad hug?
Like a bad hug. You know, like
got
a bad
it.
hug.
I thought it was like a feelings hug, not that.
No, not a feelings hug, like a bear hug. But with lightning.
Whoa.
Does that make sense?
Yes, that's a lot. That's wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. It can only really do that once, and then I gotta like reel it back. I got this little fishing thing that I adapted. But I mean, if you hit, it's pretty nice, right? Do you like it?
Yeah, that's awesome. You know, what if instead of having that line, if you just established like what's it called, like a spring back system, so you push the button and it would just spring back.
That's even better. Why didn't I think of that? You have always come here. And he like reaches. I mean, you're both pretty short, but he manages to be shorter with his stoop and kind of reaches up and ruffles your hair.
And as he does that, it's such a familiar thing. She's taken back to being home, and she looks at him and says, wait a minute, how did you, what happened to you?
When? Like what portion of my life do you want?
So remember when everything was like super on fire and I was like running around, and I mean, you probably didn't see that part because I didn't see you.
Right.
And I assumed that you had died.
Right.
Home.
Mm-hmm.
At home. Yeah.
Oh no, I think I did see you that day.
You saw me?
I think I saw you. I mean, I don't think you were running around on fire any other day. Were you?
No, I don't think I was on fire. I missed that being on fire part for myself.
Yeah. My memory is going a little bit nowadays.
Are you a pirate, Simon? Are you a straight up like pirate now?
If I said yes, would you believe me?
Honestly, probably not, but
what gives it away? I always get that look when we're going and we're boarding a vessel, and like the crew of the vessel will look terrified out of their grudden minds, and then their eyes light on me, and then they kind of cock their heads and they chuckle like they seem like their grandpappy.
You know, honestly,
Like
I get that
sad.
too.
Like a sad grandpappy.
Are
I
you
ain't that
sad?
old.
Are you sad though?
No,
You
they
said,
look
like
at
sad
me
like
like-
twice. Oh, okay.
No, I'm not sad. I'm pretty happy. It's a good ship, good boat.
Have you been here for a long time?
Oh yeah, ever since well, you know, the fire.
The Raiders.
Yeah.
Um,
But I did see you that day. What? I was in your house.
when were you in my house?
That day I was in your house. I was talking to your mama. Well, you know. Your mama or your aunt. Mom.
What do you remember when about you talked to her? Because when I saw her, she was dead.
No, I think I'd remembered if and she were dead at that point, but no, your aunt, she was Mom. She was right there. She was panicked though. I mean, everyone was panicked, but she was waiting for you. She gave me something. That is why I was looking for you. She gave me something. She gave me something for you. That is why I brought you over here. Besides to look at my contraptions, you are always so good at making them even better.
And as they're chatting, Kale is like, I'm assuming they walked into like his like laboratory or like area where he has all of his stuff.
Mm-hmm. He's got a little workshop. It's obviously not given the most amount of care by the rest of the crew, but there's a nice little workbench, various doohickeys on it.
They're pretty good, I think, or Kale's pretty good at like talking to him while dealing with like harder stuff. Like it's a light conversation, but there's like a heaviness around it. So as they're talking, she's sort of like meandering and touching his stuff, and she like puts her hand in this like almost like power arm that he had built, and it just like lights up a little bit, and she like disengages from it.
He as it lights up, his eyes just go wide, like he forgot that he made it and that's what it should do.
So what do you have for me? Like
it's from your mama, your aunt, your.
Wow.
What was your mama's name, Kale?
Her name was Celine.
I don't sound right. He like starts digging through sheets, like old, what you would draw on like the thin kind of wax paper, and like pulling things open in drawers. He looks definitely a little harried now. Looks like he's got a fixin' on something, but he can't seem to find whatever he's looking for right now.
Well, just grab it. I'll help you find it. And
it's like a book. Like a book or a paper. It's like a rectangular.
Okay, all right. Look over
with
here.
Writing on it.
Writing on it. Okay.
It has your name on it. That's what I remember. It has your name on it.
Right, it has my name on it. Okay. That does not have my name on it.
Yeah, we can go through all of them.
All of
we go through each sheet of paper, and if it doesn't have your name on it, that's not it. Right.
And so Kayla's like tossing paper, and they're just like throwing stuff, looking in drawers, climbing on drawers, pulling things down, because she knows well enough to know that he has he does hidden compartments, because that's where she got it from.
Yeah.
So tapping on walls.
As you start doing this, a couple of like armed pirates like walk by the open door and like peer in and just keep walking. No. Just keep walking.
They're like, no, this isn't for me.
Yeah. Sure, it's fine. As you give one overhead compartment, like you tap it in a certain way, certain spots on it in a certain rhythm, it falls open, and a few pieces of bound paper float to the ground.
Kale picks up the bound paper and looks at it.
Well, we should see what it says, shouldn't we? But we're gonna cut away though, because it's fun for me. Okay, so Snargle, how would you like to do this? Is this a private chat that's going to happen? Is it going to be here in front of Vance and Art and Nat?
I think at this point he would just stay. He feels more comfortable with Vance there. And I don't think he cares what the others think so much. But he just locks eyes with Gruck. Just looks at him.
So, Snargle, my little brother, we meet once again, finally, after all of these years.
Yeah, it's been a while.
Much too long.
Don't know about that. You've changed a lot since I last saw you. Where's the uniform?
When you change from ship to ship and work your way up in the processes of this fleet, your behavior has to change, and so does your arraignment. This is my uniform now.
Why the change?
Oh,
You had
quite.
everything?
Not quite. Ever since you went away, with your tail between your legs, I decided some changes needed to be made in order for people like us to make it and survive in this universe. Some things I even learned from you, in fact.
Shocking.
Stranger things have been known to happen.
So, you're a pirate now. Not a member of the Imperial Fleet. The big change.
A big change, but let's just say I fired the Imperial Fleet. They were not really to my liking once I got to see, shall we say, the ugly underbelly of how they do things. I actually prefer where I am much more. Here, at least, as first mate, I have a lot more control over things.
You always liked to control things. Gave you a kick. That's why you went to join the Imperials in the first place, wasn't it?
Oh, that was part of it. And also to get away from where we were. Nothing wrong with Grammy and Grampy's place there. But it was not where I needed to be for my future. And nor was it for yours.
No, it wasn't. And I'm much happier here now, if I'm honest.
Are you now?
I am very happy here.
I'm glad to hear that. Trust me, I didn't necessarily like the way things were when I last saw you.
you gonna say sorry then?
I am sorry for some things, but I was more angry about other things.
Okay, I'll take that.
I'm sorry that you got kicked, that you were blamed for something that was not your fault. They were kicked out for someone else's poor behavior. And that you didn't have a chance to defend yourself.
Snargle, your scar, it doesn't burn like it did in your nightmare, but it's definitely itching again as Gruck brings this up.
Yeah, he'll sort of like reach up and just give it a little bit of like a scratch, really like round the back of his neck, sort of flex his fingers a bit as if he's shaking something else off.
Does it still give you trouble after all these years?
No.
Okay. Grammy and Grampy send their regards.
I'm sure they do.
Have you been in contact with them? From what it sounds like they've not heard anything from you since the incident.
I send money when I have it. Regularly, actually. It's the first thing I do.
As do I. I'm glad to see that we both learned something from them.
They were
If
good
nothing
people.
else. Yes, they were. Why did you run away? Why didn't you stay and defend yourself? We were all there ready to be at your side.
No, you weren't.
You were the best freaking student at the academy.
I know.
Everybody and their sister knew that you could fly your way through the eye of a freaking needle.
And they failed me. And they hired you. I got blamed for something that wasn't my fault, which I have to,
And he sort of gestures to the scar.
wear every single day. And I still flew the best that day.
Yes, you did. If it wasn't for your skill, everyone on that ship would have perished.
Mm-hmm. They don't give goblins second chances.
There were enough of us there. We could have made the change. We could have stood up to them.
Do you think I would have worked for them? After they did that to me in the first place? No. Bunch of jumped up nobodies. There's loads of those in the world already. Why would I want to wear their uniform?
Seems like
I know I can fly. I'm the best pilot they had. And will have. But they won't have.
Well, it sounds like we have more in common than we anticipated then. With our opinions of that group.
We don't have that much in common.
We have blood. We are family. That's all we need.
This
And he sort of gestures mainly to Vance because Vance is there.
is my family. Blood or not. Blood doesn't define family. It's those who stay around. Yes, I left because you told me to. So I found a new family. A really good one, actually. A really, really good one. One that doesn't judge me on how I look, my skills. Well, they do compliment me quite a lot on my skills because it's worth it. They even make me cakes.
Cakes, you say?
Like Grammy used to make them. But I'm not lectured. I'm not told what I should be or what I have to do. And I'm not blamed for things I didn't do. And it wasn't my fault.
He reaches in a pocket inside his jacket and hands you an envelope.
What is it?
Take it.
What is it?
One of the perks for working for Uriah is you get sources, you get information. It seems the person in charge of the flight academy didn't do as good a job hiding the skeletons he had in his closet. So one of the things we were able to do, here are your credentialing papers if you want them. You may not need them here, but they could come in handy, shall we say, in a moment of crisis.
You're telling me that's my pilot's license?
Yes. I was able to blackmail him into approving it. It is all completely official.
Snargle will
Take it
snatch
and
it
look.
out of Gruck's hand and tear it in half.
I do it myself.
At this point,
License.
Very good. I expected nothing less.
Maybe you do know me then.
All those years at the inn, at the tavern.
Hmm.
Memories
We'll go
that we...
back.
I will never go back either, but they are memories that will be with us for the rest of my days.
at this point, alarms blare. Smaller from the owl side, but loud alarms and lights from the inferno. As looking out where you can see out of the owl or on the inferno through the windows, two ships emerge, not like the void walkers with the purple shimmer, but like they are melting out of the darkness of the blue. They are very clearly Imperial, and Snargle would recognize the kind of ship from when he spoke to the young woman on Nightport. And they begin firing. So, hey Kale, what's up, girl? You look like you're prepared, so you're up. What you want to do? As the Inferno, being the large, sturdy ship that it is, isn't rocked the way that you're used to on the Owl, but you do feel and hear the impact.
So, Kale, as she's picking up the papers, this happens. She shoves the papers in her coat, and tries to brace herself and brace Simon.
Mm-hmm.
What's going on?
I think we're being shot at.
Okay, well, and I'm looking around this laboratory area to figure out what giant weapon I can defend us with.
Yes. Well, I got a prototype of like this, but bigger.
Yes, I want that, and I'm taking this glove.
You can you can take those. I don't got no use for them. I don't even know what I was working on. Yep, I get you let me find it. It's pretty big. So he starts looking around, and there is like, oh gosh, what is it? This isn't a thing. It is like a larger version of the small like grappling hook stun gun that he has.
So it's a big bad hug. Right?
Uh-huh.
Yes.
It's the big bad hug. He can't possibly lift it. It's like up. It's like slung with some like bungee cords or something. Not up to code at all.
Perfect. This feels right.
But he'll try to he'll go get he's moving around getting his step stool to get up there. He cannot reach it.
Yeah, I'm also trying. I'm like moving a chair and some shelving to like climb and help him undo it from the bungee. And what Kale has found and put on herself, it looks like, I know that we're in the future and mechs are a thing. This looks like a very bad mech. Like it looks like it's just mech on the bottom, mech on one arm side, and a free ol' other exposed side. Yep.
Yes.
Yeah, so
okay.
bottom mech.
Yeah. So with like the mechanized part, you're able to move this thing somehow? Yes.
Great.
Yes. Good. Why don't we where are you trying to go before I ask her anything?
I'm trying to go towards, I'm acting like this is my ship. They're probably not going to let me do this, but I feel really powerful right now. I want to go to where I would see who's shooting us. So if that's like a window area or if that's like a loading area.
Probably back the way you came is going to like back in the airlock, like especially where the two things meet. There's a large opening, like a large window on both sides, we'll say. That you could conceivably take your, what was it again?
It's a power glove.
No, what's the gun called?
The big bag hug.
The big bad hug. You could take the big bad hug out that way.
100%.
Especially if you started separating, that would be a great place if you wanted to shoot that from. You can't attach it to the ship, but sure. Okay. So you're gonna start heading that way. Simon will help you. He's old.
Yeah, Simon, participate as you see fit. Please don't die. I'm just
all right.
That's your only job.
All right. Yeah, he just kind of waddles after you. Okay, back on the owl. All of you see the same thing, the two dark blue Imperial ships becoming visible. They have no names on the side, no call signs that any of you see. They are faceless and they are sleek and sharp. And they are firing first primarily at the Inferno as it is large and in charge. But a few shots are heading for the owl and nobody is at the helm.
Snargle is already sprinting.
Great.
Just didn't say anything, just dropped everything and ran.
What's Gruck doing?
Gruck is pulling a handheld radio out of his jacket. Bridge, this is Gruck. Separate the ships now. Do not wait for me to go across. Separate the ships now. Take defensive maneuvers immediately.
You get an aye back.
Vance starts running down he's gonna go get Kale. So he's running as they're separating.
Follows after Snargle.
All right. Okay, so Gruck is following after Snargle. Vance is heading toward Kale, so down the airlock tube. Nat and Art, what are you doing?
I'm getting Nat away from the airlock right now. We're moving further into the ship.
So Nat saw one of those ships at Nightport, right? Or one that looked like it? It's what was that group called? The Veil?
Yep.
It's the Veil, Art. That lady that was in, that science officer that was in Nightport, it looks like her ship.
Well, this will be interesting. Right. And she's gonna kind of look around the ship. Now we're without a captain right now, so
Well,
Right.
then I guess we'll just have to take charge then.
All right. And
Snoggle.
Yeah.
As I sort of shout.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Snorkel's like running past you. What do
Yeah.
you shout?
I'm kind of busy as I sort of keep running.
How close do you think you can get us to those ships?
Closer?
Yes.
Why
closer.
closer?
Doesn't this guy have any sense at all?
Is that okay? Look, no, don't, no.
Like as he sort of looks back as you say something about Nat.
Don't be chummy with me.
Close up.
I'm going to bring them down.
Sorry, excuse me.
I'm going to bring them down.
As long as you don't die, it's fine. But I'm gonna keep going.
And I start sprinting again.
Just get us as close as you can without blowing us up.
Blowing us up. And keep running.
A fool thinks something like that is going to be so easy.
You're not driving.
All right, great. Good. Snargle and Gruck heading to the cockpit, getting closer to these Imperial ships that I'm sure are like super friendly and chill and fine. It's great. Nat's gonna take them down. Artemis, are you supporting Nat right now?
Artemis is freaking out a little. But she is just gonna she's gonna hand one of her guns to Nat.
I'm not sure this is going to be any...
Just hold on to it just in case. I am going to go up.
That's putting it in like the back of his pants.
Yeah. She's just like,
do you have a holster that comes with this? Because I have nowhere to put this.
yes, she's fucking gives it to you. I'm going to be up there. Snargle, if you need any support.
Oh, well, I was going to go up as well.
Oh, you... All right.
All right, so Artemis.
It's a very
Nat,
small space.
yep, you're gonna get
Oh,
all.
no, I'm
cozy.
not going up to the gun part.
Oh, where are you going?
Nat is going to go to the top of the ship.
Yes.
I'll advance.
Yes. What? Yes, we're not stopping tonight. Yo, we ain't stopping. Like, I know you thought we were stopping, but now we're not stopping. Okay, great. So, Art, thinking that Nat is going into the gun turret, heads to the gun turret. We've got Snorkel and Gruck in the cockpit. We've got Nat climbing the hatch to go out on top of the owl. And we've got Vance sprinting for Kale, and we'll stick with Vance. Vance, as you round back into the airlock and the kind of vent tunnel that is connecting your two ships, you notice a couple things. You notice that the Inferno, the claws, the clamps that are in you, are not retracting. You also notice Kale with a big ass gun or something. It's huge. She's somehow carrying it with like one hand in some kind of metal glove that's lit up, and she is barreling towards you with that doddering half-moon spectacled man.
Okay, what? Okay, as he runs in and sees this, describe to me, Lauren, this big hug gun. It's like a great big hand.
So she's wearing kind of this mechanical looking glove with wires. It looks very homemade and lights on it. And that is not, it's connected to this device that looks like a larger version of the grappling hook / stun gun that the older fellow was carrying. It just looks bigger. Looks real big.
Okay. So Vance is going to say two things, needing the answer to the first to make the second have any sense. Can we retract the clamps that are holding onto the owl?
Salmon,
Hi.
can we do that?
Oh, hi, you're talking to me? Nobody ever talks to me on this ship. Yes, what?
There is an arm from this ship to mine, holding
Oh, yeah, I
it.
made that.
Can you unmake it? Can you let go?
Oh, you want it off?
I need you to take it off right now. I need you to
Oh.
pull it off.
Oh, sure. No, sure, I can do that. I can do that from right over there. I'll go do that. He kind of turns and starts walking away. And you see, as he passes the center point, the airlock begins to recede with him.
What does it mean?
It means he's going back to his ship, and now there's nothing connecting your two ships together. You're just kind of
Out in the world.
open.
Okay, I guess going to run. I'm gonna
It's
run
all-
towards the clampy thing. I'm gonna unclamp it.
Oh, so you want to go back toward the inferno or
No, I want to
toward
go
the owl?
outside.
Okay.
If I've been nothing, I want to go out and try to unclamp it.
Okay.
That was my
okay.
that was my next part. If he doesn't do it, he doesn't. No offense. I'm not. We don't have good odds. Let's go to where the clamp is clamped and unclamp it with whatever the hell that is in your hand.
It's the power of friendship. And then I like run towards.
All right.
I never thought I'd see it. Sorry.
It's here.
Okay. So as this tunnel is retracting on both sides, you can all time it to where you could get out, say, onto one of the wings of the owl that is currently being held. You do see Simon get to the other side, kind of look around like he can't remember what he was going to do,
Yeah, no,
and
that's
then pick a direction and start walking it. So you're going to try and unclamp this using I can't remember what it is, but I love it so much. The big bad hug.
the big bad hug.
Yeah. Okay. How?
It's the BBH. Yeah.
Yeah.
BB-8.
How?
A big bad hug.
Every time it shoots. Okay.
So I'm gonna launch it at the because I'm imagining it as like a claw clamp, so I'm trying to launch it to the end of the claw clamp and pull it. Or no, I'm gonna try to pull one finger to loosen it.
Okay, so you're trying to pry it off, not like wrench it off.
Yeah, I thought about that. I was like, oh, the owl. We love that. We should
Wait,
not wrench
the wing.
things off.
I would say that you could possibly do this with the big bad hug. If you aim it right, you could also, I mean, if you wanted to, you could shoot a different part of the clamp if you really wanted to avoid damaging the owl.
How large is the clamp? In theory, could I get in between the claws and between, like, is there a gap enough where I can fit in between the claws and then shoot outwards?
You could maybe underneath the wing if you wanted to go hang and do that.
Yes, I roll hang. I roll hang to do that.
Great. Okay,
Whoa,
so
whoa,
we're
whoa,
gonna make.
What?
Time out before that happens, because we're floating in the blue, and if you fall, you don't stop. So
Oh,
and
yes.
we're so Vance is going to, because he has his guidelines up here that he uses whenever he has no clue that Nat's on the roof too, but he is going to take his guidelines, hook one to him, hook one to Kale, give her enough slack to if he needs it, and then he is going to make sure that there's any ships that are going to start to fire. He's going to make sure that they don't look at Kale, but they look at him instead.
Okay, so one more time, your positioning.
I'm up
Okay.
top. She's underneath. We're
Of the
tied
wing.
together. I'm a target.
Up the wing. Yeah. Mhm.
Okay, cool. Fantastic. One of the, we'll just call them birds of prey because that's what's in my head right now. That's from something else. Peels off from the other that is still focused on the Inferno, but the Inferno, while it is firing back, is having some difficulty because these are very hard to see. And as Snargle would know, they don't really show up on the sensors. And whoever the pilots are, they are very good because they seem to be avoiding the shots. But one of them peels off and begins heading for the owl. Snargle, what are you doing?
So what? We're getting a shot fired
Mhm.
at us. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All I know is that Nat is on the roof. He's just going to try and maneuver out of the way.
Okay, while staying level.
Staying level as possible, but he's quick, so try and
Mm-hmm.
move away.
Okay. Gruck, what are you doing? I'm gonna give everybody. I'm gonna go back and get all the rolls at the same time because I'm fun like that.
At this time, Greg is looking at Snargle and saying, "This is your ship. Tell me what you need me to do. You're
Yes,
in
it is.
charge."
I know. Go stand over there. Don't
And
touch anything. Just don't touch anything.
I do as
Shut
Greg, I do as Snargle says.
Shout if you see anything out the window. Maybe.
I will keep watch for you.
Yeah, okay, you do that.
Okay. Yeah. That will be good. Nat. Hey, bud. You on the
Yes.
roof?
Yes. Is there like on the way out, is there a harness he can grab?
A harness. Well, there are those guidelines. Yeah.
Yeah. Is there something he can hook himself into the guy? It doesn't have to be like a great harness, just like basically
like a belt?
Yeah, like a belt and like hooking himself because he's seen Cyrus do that, so he knows that that's probably a good idea.
Yeah, you
If there
probably
isn't,
do
it's
that.
not going to stop him, but he would prefer to do that.
There's probably 3 harnesses on this, and we have to assume that Kale was wearing one, and that Cyrus was wearing one, and that Snargle is probably wearing one. So no.
No harnesses. Okay.
Now that you see.
Nat is gonna go out there like holding on to the guidelines up here as he's making his way out there, and he's going to wait until we are close enough for him to. So Nat has this lovely new power called Blast. And that's the tag for it.
That's what it's called.
What's it gonna take for me to basically get like one of basically get a nuclear implosion on one of the ships? Basically, I want because these ships are like powered by like a core, right?
Right, by an essence core.
Yeah, basically, I want the ship to collapse in upon itself and then explode.
I'll tell you what you need in just a second as you hold onto the guidelines with your hands. Oh no. Art, what are you doing real quick?
Oh, I'm going to shoot at whatever fucking ship's shooting at us.
Great, love it. Tight. Okay, we know what everybody's doing. So let's do some rolls, I think. Okay, starting with Snargle. Let's see how level this is gonna stay. You are going to get a die from Gruck because he is assisting you by keeping a lookout because you are kind of flying blind. So you are going to get one.
Nat, pilot. Is it then one just cause, or is
You
it
get
pilot?
one just cause, you get one from Gruck, and then your trait, pilot,
Yep.
then as many tags.
Okay, I've got daring, steady,
Mhm.
maneuvering, evasion, tricky flying, navigation, and that's probably the only ones that will go with it. If that can work. Let's go.
Tell me how this is tricky flying before I set a difficulty level.
I know Nat's on board and not a stable person or used to being on top of a ship. Snargle loves him dearly, but does not trust him up there on his own.
So are you attempting to like psych out the other ship by thinking you're going to do something like more like a dive or something and then staying flat? I'm just trying to see how it's tricky.
It's sort of trying to make one, avoid the shots, and two, he's just gonna drop, if anything, almost like shut off the engines a second to make it look like they're gonna plummet, but actually maneuver slightly closer towards the ship and slightly underneath.
Gotcha. Okay. So before you roll anything, I'm going to set the difficulty level. I should have said it before you started adding things, but I'm going to make this a 5.
Okay.
Because of 2 people you don't know are out there. I barely ever make you roll. Don't roll your eyes at me, Greg. And you do have 3.
Just say what you want. I want a 5 because I want to see Nat fall.
I don't want to see Nat fall. I want to see him fall into Uriah Flynn's arms. You do have 3 auto successes if you feel like using them. But like, you don't know.
This is Snargle. He's gonna try and pilot it. He can't help it.
Okay, so you're rolling with 9. No, that's not right. That's not right.
No.
I was gonna say that didn't roll right?
Yeah.
No, that didn't roll right in your sheet. That would have been fun though.
Oh my god. Okay, hang on.
What is happening?
Yep. Sorry, Nat.
Would you? I have been letting you use auto successes in hindsight if you want to use them.
I will use an auto success if
All
it means
right.
Nat doesn't fall off the plane.
Who said that it meant that? Okay. So we've got that. Art. Would you like to fire?
I would, thank you.
Oh, cool. What you want to do? Oh, let me give you some. I mean, you're firing at these things.
Uh-huh.
I don't know. I feel like I've been called out on being too harsh. So 4, I guess.
All right.
I'm not amused by it, actually. 4. Sure.
All right. 1, just because I'm using Imperial Soldier. I'm gonna use strategy. I'm trying to fire in actual like spots that will harm it because I know Imperial ships pretty well. And we say tough.
I'm not sure tough applies.
Okay. Discipline at this point.
I'll give you discipline. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And would rifle or pistol work at this point?
Okay, yeah, one of those.
Okay, rifle, so 5.
Would you like to add any from your pool?
Yeah, I'm going to use 2 for my pool, so that'll be 7.
And you do have advantages to burn, by the way.
Okay, yeah, I'll use one of those then. So there we go.
Nice. Woo! Good. I'm gonna save you for last, bud. Let's go to Kale and Vance. Vance, you don't have to roll anything for being a target. We'll say that you grant a die to Kale as an assist so that she can do her work. If there's anything else you want to do that requires a roll, we can do that. But Kale, what do you want to do to try to declamp this from your side?
So I'm putting the gun so that the claw fires outward.
Mm-hmm.
So in order to do that, I think that is going to be tricky because it's going to be require a lot of dexterity to do.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to use quick because we are being under fire right now.
Okay.
Escape because we are leaving this place. Contortionist because the way that I'm able to do it, I have to like move and maneuver my whole side in order to get the proper angle. Sleight of hand. How do you feel about that? I feel like.
No, I'm definitely giving you contortionist.
Okay.
How's sleight of hand?
You know what? I'm not gonna do sleight of hand because I'm thinking D&D rules, and D&D rules sleight of hand is anything requiring your hands.
Mm.
So, but I'm gonna use acrobatics, which is a new key I unlocked. Or trait.
Oh yeah, sure. How you're positioned.
Yeah.
All right.
And then I have auto successes.
You do. You have a lot, and I don't know how many you're rolling right now, but you also have some in your pool.
Okay. So, okay, I'm gonna. What is the difficulty level?
4.
Okay. So I'm taking 2 dice from my pool. Submit. Go. Did it go? Did it do it?
Did it do it? Do it. I don't know if it did it.
I'll do it again. My internet's being weird.
Oh.
Did it do it?
Yeah, it did it.
It did it.
Okay, I'm gonna roll. What happened? Is it bad? Is
Yeah.
it bad?
It's a 2.
Cool.
Both
I'm gonna-
times.
I'm gonna roll secretive reflexes.
Oh, the other thing is do you want to use your reroll or do you want to use your 2 of your auto successes? You can do either.
I'll use 2 of my auto successes. I don't trust Roll20 right now.
I mean,
That just gave you 6 ones.
I mean.
all right, so that brings that to 4. So far, everyone has succeeded. Nat.
Yep.
We don't roll to see if you succeed in casting magic. We roll to see how well you do it.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Okay, so
what would you like? You're trying to get the ship to.
I'm trying to get like it's basically like its engine to implode.
You're trying
And
to
then-
collapse its essence core.
Yeah, essentially, and then nuclear implosion.
Yeah.
Okay, this is gonna go great. Okay, 1 just cuz. Master Sorcerer, Spellcaster, Channeling, Stormblood, Blast. So that's 6. I'm going to burn 5 of my pool.
Okie dokie.
It's go big or go home time.
Let's go somewhere.
So 11 dice right now.
Uh-huh.
And I've got 2 auto successes, which I think I'm going to use as well.
Oh shit. Okay.
Yes.
Okay, I'm getting the feeling that you want this to go well.
I do want
That's
this
weird.
to go well.
Like you're scared, and I don't know who scared you because it wasn't me.
Nat likes big
Alright.
boom.
Let's do this. 10 successes.
That brings it to 10. So, a couple of things happen. Let's start with Art. Art, your aim is true. Even with this near invisible ship that seems to be diving around you, with the expert flying of Snurgle, you are able to keep it in your sights completely level. You don't flinch. And you do hit, although you notice that this kind of standard gunfire, it doesn't seem to do much to this ship. It doesn't seem to slow it down even. It doesn't seem to alter its course like it was prepared for this kind of assault. Kale, you are indeed able to somehow use the big bad hug to declamp one of the clamps. That's good, because there's the one that was on that wing. So you got it. It comes apart and almost leaves, only leaving like the most minor of dents because of your expert handling, as you are crouched like a bat.
Like a bat. Yep.
Yeah, underneath the wing of an owl. And it is removed. Vance, now I do need you to roll, as the Imperial ship is going to shoot at you, as you said that you were a target. Same thing, 4 is what's required to evade, because I don't roll anything.
Okay, so what am I doing?
You are trying to evade shots of some nature by an Imperial ship.
Okay, what's my DC?
4.
Okay, so what I am going to do is I am going to try and stare down a ship as it's coming right for me.
Okay.
And I'm going to try to intimidate a spacecraft, more importantly, the pilot, as he's just going to stand on the wing of and just pull his guns out and just start shooting at the ship. Vance versus Kraft.
One just cause.
Are you going to allow me to use my guns as part of my intimidation? Here's what I was planning. I have a interesting little ability called Secretive Experience. I was going to use one just cause. I was going to use Survivor, Creepy Stare, Intimidate. I was going to do Tough because, and then I was going to add Warrior, Battle Hardened, Shooting, 2-gun style, Pistol. Or wait, you told me before I can only use 2-gun or pistol. Is that what you said before?
No, I just trying to decide whether or not those actually apply because of what it is.
I'll reverse those. Shooting, Battle Hardened Warrior, Survivor, Tough, Creepy Stare, Intimidate. That's 7. And then one just because is 8. You say 4? And I've got 3 auto. Okay, I'm just gonna roll it straight then.
Okay. There you go. As this ship heads straight for you, almost uncannily so. Usually this kind of ship would maybe head for the underbelly of the owl or somewhere closer to the engines. But you have made yourself a target and it is heading for you. Probably not the usual tactics of an Imperial officer. And with Snargles flying, you are getting even closer and staring this thing down as it comes at you. The two of you are in a standoff, eye to eye, as the craft gets closer and closer until you can see the pilot inside. A young woman, maybe 18, blonde hair, your blue eyes, stares back at you. And it peels up at the last second. Nat, describe what happens to the ship.
Oh my god. So I think that Nat, sort of as it flies up and past, right? That's sort of what it's just I'm assuming the engines are on sort of the back end of it. You just see the back end of it go whoomp, and it keeps going for a number of seconds because of momentum. And then just like that ring explosion out, and I'm assuming just a bright like pale blue coloring probably to this explosion. Just kind of it just goes, and then as like the engine sort of implodes on itself, the core, yeah, and then Nat's, I mean, whatever else happens, Nat's standing there for a moment looking at this explosion. And then he collapses as his heart stops.
In the cockpit, all this unknown for the most part to Snargle and Gruck, except that something has worked. You're maneuvering. The ship that was in your way is gone as the other one is tangled with the Inferno. What happens in this moment between the two brothers?
Snargle is focused right now. He's not looking around anywhere. He's looking at what he's supposed to be doing.
There's an eerie moment of calm, Gruck. You can hear the tapping on your radio, the code that you know, signaling that the Inferno plans to retreat back into the remnants.
Gruck walks up to Snargle, always amazed at his abilities in the cockpit, knowing that he had more talent for flight in his little finger than I had in the rest of my body. And as I walk up and I hear the plans, and I make my preparations as well, I walk up to him and I slide a piece of paper inside his pocket. I pull out my radio and say, and since one of my secrets is the secret of the hidden plan, where I plan for all contingencies.
Mm-hmm.
I give the signal to my ship to be transmitted off the ship and back onto the Inferno.
As this slip of paper is pressed into your jacket, you hear almost a sizzling. Teleportation, as you know from seeing the Void Walkers, is a new technology, except for people who can do it naturally. You hear a sizzle, a bit of this smell of burning in the air, and Gruck is gone. You don't know if he is back on the Inferno, or if he has gone into the void where sometimes those who try to void walk go. But you have a slip of paper. Kale has a sheaf of bound papers with her name on it. Art has a problem. Nat has a broken heart. And Vance has a question. And that's where we're going to wrap things up for the evening. Whew, alrighty, everybody. Cool. Everything's fine yet again. Great. Why don't we go around? I'm gonna start with Robert. Thank you, Robert.
Hey, thank you all for having me. This was a blast, a lot of fun.
Yay.
Growing up, I was a real big fan of Rich Little, the impersonator, and all that. So I became a fan of mimicking voices, and my favorite character voice to do is Peter Lorre. So I had to pull out a Peter Lorre for this. I felt it just fit perfectly for the Goblin persona.
I loved it. I loved Grok. So good. Such a good voice, Dargle.
Yeah.
You know what
A
you're
villain,
talking
but's got a little bit of gold in his heart, hiding there somewhere a little bit,
Well,
especially when it comes to little brother. You always have to watch out for little bro.
Yeah. Where can we find you on the internet?
On the internet, you can find me on Twitter and on Twitch and on Instagram as KY Hawkeye. No Facebook. Our family decided the easiest way to keep their kids off of Facebook is if mom and dad didn't do it either. So I don't use Facebook at all. Tuesdays, I can be found on Twitch doing my weekly Lego stream. We're currently doing DC, the Lego DC super villains game, which is showing to be very entertaining, a lot more than I expected so far. On Wednesday nights, I do my weekly Skyrim serial. We're almost at the end of the adventures of Eric Rosine and about to start a new story, The Tale of Scandalon.
Yay! Awesome.
And then on Thursdays, I will be getting back onto my regular schedule of doing my Critical Holds WWE Wrestling Universe. For those of you who can't get enough of Critical Role, I've created all of the main characters and a number of PCs. I've got about 59 wrestlers in all. I've got to make 3 more based on some of the more recent episodes of all the characters from Critical Role, both Campaign 1 and Campaign 2. They're all wrestlers in WWE, and we have them going at each other. And I have a mod that allows me to put guys versus gals. So if you want to see who's tougher, Vax versus Vex, I can do that now.
I have very strong opinions.
So,
Right.
then I have that going, and otherwise I'm your standard RPG fanboy trying to get in to play when I can. And hopefully, maybe in the next couple weeks, I may be joining a campaign.
Yay! This was excellent. Thank you so much for bringing Grok to life. That made my heart sing. Okay, I guess we have to go to the rest of these people that I have to face for like 3 more weeks or something. Kiana, do you have opinions? Do you have thoughts? Can you tell me your thoughts?
How does it... Okay, so you know how you have tuners that have like one continuous pitch? Now take that and imagine a scream. Just a continuous one. That's my internal monologue right now, as Artemis has just watched Nat collapse above her with a fucking pane of glass between her and her best friend. So you know, things are fine. She's fine.
Yeah, you look fine.
I'm totally fine, Lauren.
Yeah,
I love you.
On lies. I know you do.
I love you, but also...
Where can we find you on the internet, Kiana?
You can find me over on Twitter at KianaS. Best way to figure out what I'm doing, because I'm all over the internet playing role-play games almost every day of the week. I am a part of the team here over on Tales from the Grim. You can also find me on Wednesdays for May Black Roses Bloom, D&D 5e campaign. It's also a time. I think just my time here on Tales from the Grim is just one continuous scream and a lot of stabbing with emotional knives. So stick around and see what happens.
Yeah. One continuous scream. We should put that on some of the logos, just like underneath, like a little subtitle. That'd be great. Cool. Tommy, you're not mad at me.
I'm a little mad because you teased me real hard.
I am very good at it.
I feel like I need to apologize. I may be a little bit of Kiana's pain this week. But that's what happens, kids, when you use magic that you've never used before and don't know what it does or or the cost. So don't use magic you don't know. Robert, Gruck was amazing. I loved him so much, despite Nat being angry with him at the beginning. But that was great, and I'm so glad you got to play with us. I'm so glad to have you. And oh boy, Nat's in a pickle next week of his own doing. But his man is in trouble, and he needs to get to him, and no one's gonna stop him.
Sure.
Anyways,
I believe you.
I'm Imperator Pengu on the Twitter sphere. I do tabletop RPG stuff, occasionally video game stuff. If you follow me there, I've got a postie with my schedule on where and when I'll be playing these games. Specifically, tomorrow at 1 p.m. Eastern, I will be on Pro Restarter's channel with Dungeon World, in which my character was put in jail because he was right. He was right and everyone else was wrong. And I have strong opinions about this. Anyways, yes, that's me.
Good. Alice?
Oh,
Hey.
hi.
Hey, no, she's not mad.
No, if anything, Snargle's pretty chilled out right now because he doesn't know the terrible things that are happening above him. He's quite happy because he's back in the pilot seat. So he's fine. Loved Gruck. Thought Gruck was really, really awesome. And a lot of things dropped this week. My God. So, yes. Is it Monday yet? Again, already. I need to play more of this game. I love this game so much. I'm White Rabbit Pick. That's where you can find me on Twitter. I DM and play over on the Scratchicus Academy 5 days a week. I am the other half of that. And when I'm not there, I'm here playing Lady Blackbird and Highlander and things like that, which is also so much fun. So yeah, I already can't wait for next week.
Yay. Serena.
Oh
What?
my.
She's pleased with me. She's feeling it. I can tell.
Yeah, what a happy experience she had for most of it. I mean, I was delighted. I love Simon.
Yay!
Also, I really love the exchange between Snargle and Gruck. When that happened, Snargle said something, and I teared up. I got really misty, and it was like a surprise cry. I wasn't expecting it, so thank you to both of you for that scene. It was so good. On the internet, you can find me at Twitter at Serena X Marie, or Sundays with Rivals of Waterdeep. We stream at 12 p.m. Central Time. Or the podcast, The Dungeon Rats. We stream every other Tuesday, or you can check out the podcast.
Damn it, there my mic goes. Awesome is what I was saying. Jeez. Speaking of awesome, Greg's wig is still here. Greg?
Yes.
Greg?
Yes.
Hey.
Yes.
How'd you enjoy tonight?
I loved it. I was floundering for a bit because I didn't know where to run or what to do to help, because this was there was nothing to shoot, and when there's nothing to shoot, Vance is he's not very helpful. But I absolutely agree. The scene between the two brothers was fantastic. It was really, really dope. My kind of gem scene that I liked a whole bunch was the air duct scene with Nat at the beginning with the pinprick in the ear, which is real freaky and weird, and the silver stuff. I really dug that. I thought that was awesome. Grimjack21502 on the Twitter, part of the Tales from the Grim team here on the Twitch, where you are. Chat, thank you for being absolutely awesome tonight. Contributing to the collaborative narrative is a fantastic, fantastic thing. I will say what we have coming up this week. We have May Black Roses Bloom on Wednesday. We have our monthly madness DM'd by Donathan Fry on Thursday at 8 p.m. Eastern, where a bunch of us from across the casts are going to be thrown into a meat grinder, and Don's going to viciously murder us. We're third level. There's a bunch of us going in. Any contributions from for that session from the Legion will go directly towards the support of our fantastic cosplaying, acting, kind human casts. And so that's that. And then next Sunday, join me for some Highlander at 4. And that's it. That's all I'm going to say. Back to you, Lauren.
Alrighty. Well, I don't have much to say for myself ever. I'm Lauren. I'm that salty ginger over on Twitter. I think still part of the team here. Yeah, they look reasonably happy. Part of the team here at Tales from the Grim. I said it, it's canon. You can find me playing games around the internet with my friends. I play on Off the Table, and I play on the Scraticus Academy. Are we going right to the Scraticus? Yes! I remembered. Didn't even have to write it down. We're going to go actually raid the Scraticus Academy, and I'm going to do it like this, and I can't see anything. I'm doing this to distract from my feelings. I hope it's working. That's all I have to say. Greg, if you want to say anything else, you are welcome to. I'm going to try to mute myself when I can't see.
The only thing left to do is, as the campfire burns down, there's only one thing left to say. You can't always roll nat 20s unless you're Nat, but you can always role play. See you next week, everybody. Maybe. Yeah, we're gonna go.